How the heck are you, everybody? I am Fastidious. I want to get right into it because we have truly a huge video today. If you've been living under a rock but still playing Watcher of Realms, maybe somehow you didn't know the second anniversary festivities kick off tomorrow. So in this video, a very special treat, I'm going to give you a full reveal of all the From Ashes to Ashes, that's the name of the second anniversary event, all of the specific content that has to do with it. We've got the free-to-play redeem shop. We have so many special campaign stages. We have 2 special bosses. And then the coolest thing, which I cannot wait to show you, this over here, you're going to have to wait a second. We have a time-limited brand new gear raid. It's not dropping new gear, but it's dropping a new combination of gear, and it's some of the best gear available that you can farm in the game all in one place. So this is going to be really, really good for a lot of players. There is one downside though, and I will discuss it in the video. But wow, so much to dive into here for this From Ashes to Ashes event.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
A couple of other really important things. I have huge news, and you'll hear about this in a couple minutes, from another game. It's going to be short, don't worry, but there's another game a lot of you guys probably have already played that's making a huge return, and the amount of free summons they're giving away is insane. Next up, if you don't know, I launched a new channel yesterday, my Etheria Station channel. So if you're not interested, no worries. But if you love Watcher of Realms, I'm giving away huge amounts of free takeover giveaways. So I set up a giveaway sign up, which will run until the end of the weekend. So that's going to be until like 12 hours after this video goes live. And I'm giving away 4 content takeovers to some of you viewers, free content takeovers. However, if we hit 1,000 subscribers, and we already picked up 650 in about 14, 15 hours. If we can hit 1,000 subscribers by the time I wake up tomorrow, which again will be like, 14 hours after this video comes out, I will give away an additional 2 takeovers. Even more, if somehow we hit 1,500 subscribers, which I realize is a big ask, I'll give away an additional 2 takeovers, so it would be 8 total. I think maybe the 8 is going to be hard, but hitting that 6, it's pretty easy. So what do? Go to my channel over here. I've only posted 1 video, which, by the way, thank you guys so much. 3,500 views on my first ever video feels very good. To be fair, it's 600 pulls, and I'm giving away stuff in Etheria as well. So if you play Etheria Restart, check this out and get some of those free amazing summons. But how do you participate for the Watcher of Realms giveaway? So basically just go over to this channel, subscribe, turn on all notifications, and then simply click on the video, go to the comments, and just post #WarGang. So let me see if I can find some. There's a lot of people posting for the Etheria giveaway. A lot of people posting for the Etheria giveaway. Here's our type. There you go. #WarGang. So far, we've only had about 50 people sign up. And like I said, I'm giving away at least 4 content takeovers, if not 6. So go over, subscribe to the channel, comment #WarGang, and you're absolutely cooking. Final bit of housekeeping, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. The Creator of the Year Awards for Watcher of Realms. This voting is currently still live, and it is running another 11 days. It will go until July 24th. I want to thank you guys so much for supporting me thus far, as well as supporting all the other great creators in this game. And you can see, has it somewhat become a bit of a 2-man race? I don't know, but you can see on top, in first place is Evil Planet, who I've been told is a Ukrainian Slavic-speaking language channel. Seems smaller, but he has an amazing community. He actually turns on like auto dub on his videos, or at least YouTube did that for me, so I was able to watch 2 of his videos. Very good stuff. However, I love a friendly competition, and I want to kick this guy's ass. So if you didn't know, you can go over here every single day and vote up to 5 times. You can spread those votes over 5 different creators, or maybe give 3 to one, 2 to another, or you can just put all 5 in one place. Every day I've been voting for myself once, and then I've been throwing out a single vote to 4 other friends I have, 4 other good content creators, but that changes today. And if you want to support me and give us a chance to beat the incredible Evil Planet, I think we got to unload. So what I'm going to do, no pressure, I'm voting for myself on both my accounts 5 times every day. So how do you do it? Simply click on vote, and you will need your game ID and your server ID. To find that, go into the game, click on your avatar, and then click this copy symbol here. It says ID, and in total, there are, I believe, 12 numbers. Click the copy. Now you can simply go and paste, and there are 2 IDs you need. The first line is for your game ID. The second line is for your server ID. The first 7 digits outside of the parentheses, that is your game ID. So that stays there. The next 5 digits, that is your server ID. So you can just paste it down there, get rid of the parentheses, and press get code. Now a code will have been sent to you in game. So just go to your mailbox over here and you'll see it's a 4-digit code. It's different every time. For me, it's 5988 this time. And you can sign in. By the way, once you log in on a browser, it will always stay connected. I just haven't done it on my PC yet. I do it on my laptop. We log in here, and there you go. You can do as many votes as you want. I'm giving myself all 5. I'm going to need all the help I can get to have a shot at beating this powerhouse that is Evil Planet. So, of course, no pressure, but I would encourage you guys to at least go over here and participate in the voting every day. If you vote for me, great. If you vote for any of these other awesome creators, also great. Okay, I told you there was another game making a huge return. Let's hear about that for 1 second, and then I'm going to give you all the information, the full reveal on everything free to play and amazing available in the 2nd anniversary event from Ashes to Ashes. Guys, the wait is over. Dragonheir is back, and Dragonheir is back in a big way. And with its return, Dragonheir Silent Gods is bringing the first ever in the history of Gacha, the first ever card account valuator. Now, buddy, I know what you were thinking. What the heck is a card account valuator? Well, this is a gacha account evaluation system where you can upload your progress in other games, namely King Arthur Legends Rise, Watcher of Realms, and Raid Shadow Legends, and based on how well you've done in that game collecting characters, you will get rewarded with in-game premium currency in Dragonheir Silent Gods. Now, how much premium currency you will get will depend on your progress in those other games, but anyone who has played any of those other games at all will certainly be compensated fairly well. You're gonna get enough premium currency to get a nice handful of Heliolite dice. These are the rarest summons available in Dragonheir Silent Gods. Veteran players of Dragonheir Silent Gods, aka people returning to the game, can earn up to 15,000 Virmaro. That's the premium currency, and now with the new version, it's back and it's better than ever. It costs only 100 Virmaro for one of the premium summons. You can do the math. People that are returning and qualified for the top reward will get 150 top tier summons. That's the equivalent of 150 divines, 150 sacred shards, whatever it is in whatever game you play. Now, Dragonheir did not forget about brand new players. Those players can earn up to 4,800 Virmaro, aka 48 of the top tier summons. Not too shabby. The freebies upon the relaunch absolutely do not stop there. They are introducing something called the Adventure Team. If you pre-register on a team with up to 4 other players, you guys essentially have a shared referral link, and as you guys progress, you can earn total up to 3,000 Virmaro each. That's another 30 premium summons. Finally, they are doing the craziest relaunch thing I have ever seen. This is a pre-summons event. Now, what is this? You can earn pre-summons by doing tasks on their website, basically getting free summons online and preemptively do a bunch of summoning, up to 250 summons before the game relaunches. Now, what can you do with those 250? Well, those will equate to 25 10 pulls. You can pick your best 10 pulls, so 100 pulls total, and you can get a prophecy code for each one of those best 10 pulls. And you are guaranteed at least 3 legendaries in those 250, which means if you do this to completion, you will start the game with 3 legendaries guaranteed within your first 100 Heliolite dice summons. This thing's pretty exciting. I'm going to be covering the game, and I'm pretty excited for it to come back. I covered the first run of Dragonheir many months, but about a year ago. Then it left America. Now it is back. So if you want to hop on top of all of that, I've got links to everything in the description of this video. You can pre-register with my link. We have another link for the card account evaluator. And then finally, a third link for those unbelievable pre-summons. You can really lock it in and have yourself a good time. Thanks again, Dragonheir, for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to it. All right, folks, let's get right into it now. From Ashes to Ashes, there's a lot of content to show, but I do think the vast majority of people might be most interested in the shop. This is not a pay-to-win shop. This is the free-to-play redeem shop. You're going to gather currency by participating in the campaign stages and then the limited gear dungeons, and then, of course, the 2 boss stages at the bottom. We'll break that all down. But the best place to start is, what are the sweet things you're going to get? What are you going to earn? And I do think this is probably the most generous event shop we have ever seen. So that is a really great place to start. There are technically 3 kinds of currency to be spent here, all in-game currency, though it's really 2. What is that third? Well, you can see here, to get Elwyn, the currency will be the Hero of the Year skin voucher, which had to be earned for free during the Gala of Taya event 2024-2025. So this was like the New Year's event, like Frostfall Jamboree into New Year's. You can see that's when we were able to get it. And it is very unclear to me if people that were not playing then will be able to get this Hero of the Year skin voucher. So weird that they delayed it like 7 months. Apparently that was all part of the plan. I'm assuming new players will be able to get this skin, but I'm also assuming you will not be able to get the voucher for free. So maybe the free to play period was for players playing during Christmas and New Year's, like going into 2025, 2024, December into 2025. And then for other people, you probably will have to buy it. It'd be cool if they made a free-to-play option to get it again now for new players, but at the same time, it takes away from the specialness, so I don't really know where I fall on that. I hope if they do a pay-to-win option, make it like $5 for new players, for people that weren't able to pick this up for free. So that's the singular use of that currency. Everything else, we've got two things here, the Radiant Pawns and the Shadow Pawns. The theme of the Tacticians is chess. You can see that here, Morden versus Valara on a chessboard. So they're making the pawns the currency. You've got your white ones and your black ones. Think of it that way. So they all unlock different things. There's some amazing things in this shop. So let's start with these artifacts, which are what I would describe as like the highest quality reward available, though there are a tremendous amount of summons for you guys to earn. We will discuss that in just a moment, but basically getting two of the better heroes in the game now, Valara and then Morden, getting their exclusive artifacts is completely tremendous, right? Dawnbreak is going to be best in slot for Valara. It's amazing. If you didn't see my Valara guide, go watch it, even at base promo with Valara in tier 1. And I mean, this artifact base promo, I was able to solo DPS 121. It was insane. Go watch it. Then we've got the Morden artifact over here. This is also going to be his best in slot. It gives him basically 100% uptime on both vulnerabilities, which is really hard to get into like an Abyss team and some endgame content where maybe you don't want to bring a Volca or something. This is tremendously strong. Or also if you don't have like an A1 Soul Cadence. For me, I'm suffering even with my A5 Twin Fiend, basically useless. This is going to be a huge upgrade right away. Again, even at base promo, it's the best in slot. And then very underrated, I'm assuming. It hasn't really happened yet. Not anyone really knows about the shop besides a couple creators. But I do think some players are going to sleep on the Helm of Helios. First off, this is an amazing artifact, but also it's the only way to guarantee quickly you have an artifact for Astriel. So what do I mean? This is not Astriel's exclusive artifact, but it is a class limited artifact. So that's very typical, right? Something like a Wailing Skull is class limited to fighters. Something like a Tear of Twilight is class limited to mages. This is how the legendary and mythic artifacts work in Watcher of Realms. As it stands now, with the introduction of the Tacticians, you're all going to have to go and pull the couple, it's only 3 or maybe 4 mythic class-limited Tactician artifacts. This guarantees you get one right away, and it's arguably the best one in the class. It's going to increase the damage of the wearer by 15%. At max promo, this becomes 25%. But then the key thing, after the wearer casts the ultimate, all allies within a 2-tile range, that's a huge circle around wherever you move your Tactician to, they're going to gain an extra 10% damage increase for 10 seconds. So this is just a whole new novel way to give damage boosts to your team. This is very strong, and it's going to be the only way you know right away when you get Astriel, you have a mythic artifact for him. That being said, if you're stocked up on mythic meteorite, you know, the flawless ones, or certainly if you've got some Titan meteorite, people have been asking me that a lot. Where do you farm Tactician artifacts? Is it 21 or 22? It is artifact meteorite 21. You'll need the Titan meteorite. But if you got a bunch of those, maybe you're just going to get some lucky Tactician mythic drops already. But this is important to keep in mind if you need it. But the big coup here, the really special things are going to be Dawnbreak, Valara's exclusive, and then Nightfall, which is Morden's exclusive. Let's skip this middle stuff because it's a little less sexy, and let's go straight to the summons. You can see you can buy 12 times 10 shards of an ancient summoning crystal. A little confusing, but essentially, right, 30 shards makes 1 crystal, so 120 will make 4. 120 divided by 30, you can get 4 ancients, which is really a lot, and you will see when we talk about the bosses you can farm in the event every day, you can get so many more ancients. It's actually blowing my mind how many ancients we'll get from farming the bosses every day. Well, now maybe I'm overselling it, but it's a lot. That's my point, a lot. So you can buy 4 Ancients here. This is using the Black Pawns, aka the Shadow Pawns. You can also buy 750 Diamonds. Those are also going to cost Shadow Pawns. 750 is like just over 8 pulls, if you want to think about it that way. And then additionally, using your Radiant Pawns, the white ones, you can buy a 10 pull worth of rare summons. So between just this and this, if you want to use it for summoning, those will account for 18 pulls towards Moradin on his limited banner coming this Thursday. Or if you're already prepared for Moradin, and once you get your Moradin, you're going to stop and wait the 2 weeks, which is what most players should do for the limited selector. This is going to be 18 pulls towards the next limited that you're going to choose, whether that be Diao Chan or Kagiri or whomever. It probably should be Diao Chan or Kagiri for 98% of players. We'll have a whole video on that. Do not worry. There's some other stuff here we can kind of ignore. These are the things you buy at the very end, the auto fights and the gold. But if we go back to the middle now, we've got cosmetics. There's a chat bubble. This is nice, but not needed. So if you're min-maxing, that comes at the end. Same thing for the avatar and same thing for the border. Though I will say this might be the coolest free-to-play border they have ever offered. The other key things to point out, Mythic Extract, I always rate these very, very low. Unless you're a brand new player, there's almost no value add here. Trust me. You're going to farm so much promotion raid. You're going to end up with so many extras of these. I have like 200 on my main account. Obviously, I've been playing forever, but this has not been an issue on my main account for like since month 1. So this is something to ignore. The legendary skill crystals are pretty awesome, though you can farm those naturally over time, and there's no kind of time limited contingency, whereas with the summons there is, because like you want to hit that Moradin banner, you want to get the Ancients to hit the Ingrid and Valara banner. So I would buy that first, then I'd move to the legendary skill crystals, and then do not sleep on the Gleaming Meteorite. So you can buy 5 bundles of 40 Gleaming Meteorite. That comes out to 200 Gleaming Meteorite. These are extremely strong. They come with a 30% chance to bring an exclusive. So the average player will get at least 1 random exclusive from pulling these 200 Gleaming Meteorites, doing the 5 exclusive pulls. Excellent currency, though again, I do it a little towards the end. When this officially launches tomorrow, or maybe the next day I'll do it, it does launch tomorrow, I'm going to do like a very short just guide to the shop, what to buy first, what to buy second, so on and so on. But to wrap it up here, the last thing, the 5-star psychic powers. This is something else that you're just going to have so much extra of eventually, it doesn't matter. This is a non-buy. I won't even buy it on my main account unless I've literally run out of everything else. But I will say is for a new player, pretty nice pickup. I wouldn't do it towards the beginning, but yeah, I would definitely do that before you do the auto fights and the gold and the extracts, stuff like that. But there you have it, a beautiful, beautiful shop. I'm very happy to share that with you guys. Let's continue on into the actual content. And this is by a mile, by far, the biggest content drop we've ever seen of exclusive time-limited content for an event. One thing Watcher Realms has always done better than basically any gacha game I've ever played is theming events and making event-exclusive content. But what they've done here, even by their good standard of making event-exclusive content, is a whole nother level. So basically, we have kind of 2 quest lines, you can think of it as, or 2 campaign adventures. There is the Valara one here on my left and the Moradin one here on the right. You are going to want to do as much of it as you can. Essentially, the first 2, Moradin's Return, the first chapter of the Valara thing, and then the Battle of Elindris, the first Moradin thing. These are really easy, just introducing you to the characters. How do you actually use the new tactician units? They're going to give them both to you as an assist. In these ones, the Moradin's Return, we can click on a random one. They give you Valara as a special assist that you get to use. And for this one over here, the green one, Battle of Elindris, they're going to give you Moradin. So it's a great little way to become acquainted with these guys. But also, these are really easy pieces of content. You can see the hardest stage here is a recommended BP of 160. So 160,000. So basically any player will be able to beat this. And if we go to the Moradin one, it's also 160. So extremely, extremely straightforward for that first bit. You will go through it. There are some really nice rewards every time as you go through. You're getting these Radiant Pawns and you're getting 50 diamonds every single time. So you can just do the math. There's 5 stages here. Same thing over here. There's 5 stages. So in total, you're going to get, 500 from these 10 total stages, 5 and 5. 500 diamonds right off the get. That's, nearly 6 pulls. So again, helping you get towards those amazing limited banners that are coming. And then you're also getting 500 Radiant Pawns at a time. So in total, you're going to get 5,000 Radiant Pawns, which is just really good. So you can already start spending in the shop. Once you've beaten these, you'll unlock the next ones. We go to the Vault of Alindris, and this is where you get your first time-limited, first ever gear raid. There are 2 unique gear raids that are limited just to the From Ashes to Ashes event. You will beat this little campaign quest line here, stage 1 through stage 6 to unlock stage 7. This is the farmable stage, and then you'll do the same thing over here with the Acheron's Arsenal, where you're going to beat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then stage 7 is the farmable one. So what do these look like? They're like special new gear raids. The 2 problems I will tell you, and then we're going to focus all on the good because there is a lot of good. But the 2 problems are they're not easy at all. Recommended BP is 1 million. You're going to have to be a fairly late game player or higher to consistently clear this, which I think is a big bummer. Maybe they'll nerf it a bit when it launches global, but I wouldn't think so. To me, that is a big disappointment. The other big issue I see, maybe it's not a big issue, but frustrating issue, I think probably for a lot of end game players or late game players, if you go to one of these stages, the rewards are amazing. At first, I thought it was just this, but then I realized you could scroll. The drop potential is incredible. I'm going to break that down for you in literally 1 second. But if you go all the way over here, the highest level keystone they're allowing you to get is a level 3 keystone. And based on this color, I believe the highest rarity is epic, not legendary. There should be still the chance for random mythic drops, as we've seen, but I'm not even sure about that either. So that is going to be a source of frustration, I think, for certain kind of players that are kind of directing all of their stamina and their farming into this. Players like this guy right here, but the rest is amazing. So let's spend the rest of the time focusing on all the good. I'm going to pull up on the global server here. This is my main account. I'm going to pull up the rewards as a comparison. So let's start with, basically it's the same as stage 23. The big difference, and this is a very positive difference, is the pool of drops is amazing. So there's no new gear sets, unfortunately. When I heard there were going to be time-limited gear raids, I was like, oh my God, with special limited gear sets? No, but Moonton, if you did that, don't you guys think that would be the coolest thing ever? Like, as long as they weren't insanely OP, or if they were insanely OP, as long as we knew they'd come back, if they were like event-limited exclusive gear sets, like a different actual kind of set effect, it'd be so cool. Sorry, I'm just like daydreaming now. But these are all sets we know, but there's some of the best tier 2 and tier 1 sets in the game, and they're all in one place. There are really no bad drops here, and it is the same gear set type drops for both of the limited dungeons, because there actually are 2 limited gear raids, right? There's this one, the Vault of Alindris. That's what we have that event coming up for. And then we've got this one over here, the Acheron's Arsenal. So now I'm here in the Acheron's Arsenal, and you can see it's the same sets. So what are these gear sets? Well, we have Soulbound Arcana, the best tier 2 set in the game. We have Ageless Wrath. I wish this was Infernal Roar, but Ageless Wrath still has value. It has a lot of BP as well, if you don't have like amazing exclusive Cataclysm. We've got Immortal Warrior, excellent. Warlord, phenomenal. And then these tier 1 sets are the best in the game. The worst of the bunch is going to be Asclepius, though Asclepius is a lot better lately with like the really hard high HP requirement content like Gear Raid 2. And also, it's really hard to get good Invig, and Asclepius ascends into Invig. But then we've got Insight, which we don't have the Infernal Roar over here, but a good Insight piece that can be ascended into Infernal Roar. Then we have the Wisdom, which is good for beginners and then becomes the amazing Soulbound Arcana. We have Life Force, which becomes Immortal Warrior. We have Calamity, which becomes Warlord. And then finally, the biggest thing, and the reason I'm going to farm this very hard, Guardian. There is no good and reliable place to farm endgame Guardian gear in Watcher of Realms. If you don't know, Guardian is considered a lower quality set, which is kind of funny because it's like the best tier 1 set you can get in Gear Raid 2. But with those lower quality sets, they can only drop in stages 19 and higher of a gear raid as a bonus drop, which makes it next to impossible to consistently farm good Guardian gear. So the only way to reliably get Guardian is to buy it in the market, which I do all the time. You know, you pay the gold in the market for pieces, and once every month you'll get a good Guardian piece, or the gear dungeons. The gear dungeons are a great place to farm Guardian, though obviously it's limited how much you can farm the gear dungeons. This instantly will be the best Guardian farm of all time in Watcher of Realms. So that is really cool. On top of that, if we look at these other rewards, let's pull this open now. You can see here's Gear Raid 223, 4 to 5 Essence when you do get a spirit drop, right? You have the same thing here, but they're including all of the different kinds of Essence. So Gear Raid 1, Gear Raid 2, Gear Raid 3. That is very nice. If we look at these bullions, they're dropping 1 to 2 at a time, which is the same as 223 or 123, 323. At stage 24, it is 1 to 3 instead of 1 to 2. So though it is better there, these kind of are similar drops to farming the stage 23s, and I'd say the difficulty is pretty similar as well, unfortunately. And then you can see your chances for ancients. A cool thing they threw in is you're getting drops for the demon captain shard, so the Scalekin champion that you farm in Gear Raid 1. First time ever you can get him outside of Gear Raid 1, so if you really want to focus on your right side farming, you can kind of double dip doing Gear Raid 1 and Gear Raid 2 and Gear Raid 3 through this event. We've got all our different demon soldiers, and it's like everything, basically. It's really cool. I mean, you can't really target farm, but that's pretty nice. The same normal drops we're used to, our chance for master keys, and then we've got basically the equivalent that we see in 23. Level 1 to 3 with epic base rarity as the high end. So not as good as 24. Moondon, if you're watching this deep into the video, just make it this. I mean, is it really like, or make it an option that there's a slightly harder version? What I would love to see, make it not as hard as a stage 23, make it as hard as like a stage 21, and make these all the same drops, and then make a version that's like as hard as a stage 23 and make it the same drops as like a stage 24, because then it would just feel special and valuable. It's already a really cool event, but I just wanted to speak to that. So like I said, there are 2 exclusive gear raids that will be open. There's the Vault of Elindris. You heard me say we're getting a tournament. What do I mean? If you haven't seen it in game, I'm back on the global server now. Let's go to the Oracle's Trials. Oracle's Trials. There we go. Coming up tomorrow in 12 hours, the Treasures of Elindris. This is going to be a specific tournament. We've never seen an event-specific tournament. This will be a tournament kind of like a Mystery of Artifacts or a Gear Raid Oracle Trial, where you have to farm one of the 2 specific exclusive gear raids. So that one will be to start the Vault of Elindris. So this is the one from the left-hand side. This over here. What does this stage look like? I'm obviously going to put out content on it. It's a pretty fun map. The maps are, what they require to beat them are more similar than I'd like to see. But if you go to their recommended heroes, they're saying you want high block units and you want crowd control. The way I beat it was with marksmen and mages, which you'll see. That's how I beat the other one. This is the team over here that I used. I went fairly OP, but I'm sure we'll find more free-to-play options. I just was trying to get through all this content as fast as possible. And then if we go to the other one, it's, right, like I said, all the same drops, but it is a different kind of stage, which I really like. It's like 2 wholly new pieces of content to farm for the next 2+ weeks. You can see this is what the map looks like. And this time they are recommending a lot of AoE. Sorry, if we pop this back open and go to recommended heroes, you can see there, you want AoE marksmen, AoE mages. I kind of use that for both. But yeah, lean on your esotericists, lean on your cultists, and then certainly it's the Yovar show. The game has just become Yovar of Realms for a lot of the endgame content. But a lot of Nyx, if you have Lady Alex, she destroys all of these stages. If you want to just quickly see the clear I did, there you go. Pretty dang similar. Wasn't trying to move too much stuff around, but we'll definitely figure out some clever ways to beat all this stuff, though it is still going to be hard, and I do wish it was easier. The very last thing, sorry, I know this is a long video, but there's just so much cool stuff to show you, and I wanted to have this a really full reveal, so when this launches tomorrow, you're like ready to go and you're excited, because this could be if they market this well, this will save Watcher of Realms. This is such a good event. Moonton, again, if you made it this deep in the video, bravo. Maybe I'll make a whole video, assuming the event goes as well as I think it's going to go in like a week. This is brilliant. If you did this stuff every 6 months and you advertise the crap out of it, the game won't die, like ever. Like, it just, people need to know that an event this good is happening, and I don't know if enough people do. Though I have been hearing from creator friends that play other games that they have been reached out to about some dedicated videos, so that's pretty cool to see. We got 2 bosses. There's the Valara side boss. This is very, very cool. I'll break this all down in a future video, but there's a normal farm, a hard farm, and a nightmare farm. That I love, right? And I wish we had something like that with the farmable gear raids, that like there could be a really hard version, but also like a gear raid stage 18, 19 version, and we don't get that. But you can see if you're farming the normal already, you're still getting 2 frags a day from each boss, So if you can max out normal, which is not hard, you'll get 2 fragments, 2 ancient summoning crystal shards, which means every 7.5 days, because it's 4 total, right? It's 2 from each boss. Every week, basically, you're getting a free ancient. But if you can do the harder stuff, it just gets better and better and better. So it is the same left side rewards for each, just the quantities change with the difficulties. But, you know, this one, the Wings of Woe, is the same as the Wraithborn Rider. And if you go over here and look, so you start out, if you can max out the whole thing, you're getting 230, 310, 360 Radiant Pawns a day on normal, plus the 2 shards of an ancient. so 1/15 of an ancient. On hard, which is where a lot of people are going to farm, you're going to get 430 radiance a day, plus you're getting 4 shards. So that's like 1/7, 1/8 of an ancient. But remember, you're 2xing all of this because you're going to be doing both bosses. So if you did hard on both, you would be getting 8 total a day. So basically every 3.5 days or so, in a week, you'd get 2 ancients. And then if you can do nightmare, you're going to get 450 per boss. So that's 900 radiant pawns a day. Plus, look at this, 2, 4, 6. 6 shards of an ancient summoning crystal from each boss every day, which is 12 total. You're getting over a third of an ancient summon every single day. It's about 3 a week. So just from farming these bosses, if you're doing nightmare, you're going to get like another 5 ancient summons. It's so good. So this is going to be really hard, the nightmare stuff, but doable for a lot of players. And all in all, I'm telling you, having played through a lot of this, having spent a lot of time just also investigating it, this is going to be an awesome event. There's obviously some things they'll be able to improve on in the future, and I hope they do. But all in all, this is going to feel like a home run event. I know the video is long, but I'm excited, and I hope you're as excited as I am. A final reminder, if you want to win a Watcher of Realms content takeover giveaway, I'm giving away 4. Let's do a little refresh. How many subs are we at now? 659. If this hits 1,000 12 hours after this video goes live, it will be an additional 2, so it will be 6 takeover giveaways total. And to participate, go over to this video over here, which is the only video on the channel, subscribe, turn on all notifications, and go to the comments and comment #WarGang. And there you go. You will be cooking. Final reminder to do the Creator of the Year voting. Let's see. How many more votes did Evil Planet get? Every time I refresh, he gets like 100 more votes. Let's see. 200 more votes this time. It's unbelievable. Good for this guy. Let's do our best. But I don't get it. But bravo. Thank you. Share with your mother. I've been Fastidious, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.